Educate in channel. In this particular video, I will be discussing about Citizenship Act 1955. This is the part 3 of Citizenship Act 1955. This is the part 3 video. So basically, the loss of citizenship is described in Citizenship Act 1955 under 3 ways. So, the Citizenship Act 1955 prescribes 3 ways of losing citizenship, whether acquired under the Act or prior to it under the Constitution. So, we have seen that how to acquire the citizenship of India. There are 5 ways. So, here the Citizenship Act 1955 says that there will be 3 ways of losing citizenship, whether it is acquired under this particular Act 1955 or prior to it under the Constitution, which came into being on 26th January 1950. So, even though a person who got the citizenship of India through this particular Citizenship Act 1955 or through the commencement of the Constitution of India on 26th January 1950, whatever it may be, he can lose the citizenship through these 3 ways. First one is renunciation, second one is termination, and deprivation. Okay, renunciation means a formal rejection. Termination is his citizenship will be terminated by our country, and deprivation means denying our constitution. We'll be seeing different points under what the deprivation will come. So if we see that by renunciation, any citizen of India of full agent capacity can make a declaration renouncing his Indian citizenship. So, when a citizen of India, who is the existing citizen of India, if he want to reject the citizenship of India, he will be making a declaration, okay, on renouncing his Indian citizenship. So formally rejecting the Indian citizenship upon the registration of that declaration. Once the declaration was registered, that person ceases to be a citizen of India. So that person will be no longer the citizen of India. And then, however, if such a declaration is made during a war in which India is engaged, its registration shall be withheld by the central government. Meaning, if a person has sought a declaration that he wants to renounce his Indian citizenship, in that case, if India is engaged in war, in that particular case, the registration will be held by the central government. So, further, a person renounces his Indian citizenship. Every minor child of that person also loses Indian citizenship. Meaning, for example, a person has filed a declaration for his renouncing his Indian citizenship. If he has a minor child, so the minor child also loses the Indian citizenship. However, there is one clause. If such a child attains the age of 18, once he got the age of 18, he may resume Indian citizenship. So he may resume the Indian citizenship. So one particular point is here, through renunciation, a person can lose the citizenship of India. Then second one is by termination. Termination means removing. When an Indian citizen voluntarily, that means knowingly, and without any further influence on him, if he want to acquire another citizenship of country, that means another country's citizenship, his Indian citizenship automatically terminates. Meaning, if a person is there already the existing citizen of India, and if he want to acquire the citizenship of another country voluntarily, his citizenship of India will be automatically terminates. This provision, however, does not apply during a war in which India is engaged. Same point as per as in the renunciation. If India is engaged in war, again this particular termination it will not be happen. It will be on hold. Then by deprivation. Deprivation means denying. It is a compulsory termination. There is no other go for the central government. The central government will terminate the Indian citizenship if the citizen has obtained the citizenship by fraud. If a person obtained the citizenship of our country through fraud, his citizenship will be compulsorily terminated. Then, if the citizen has shown disloyalty to the Constitution of India, meaning denying or disloyalty to our Constitution, the person's citizenship will be terminated. The citizen has unlawfully traded or communicated with enemy during the war. If there is a particular war in which India is engaged, if any person means citizen of our country communicated with the enemy through in an unlawfully traded or communicated with the enemy during the war, at that particular case also the citizenship of that particular person will be terminated. The citizen has within 5 years after registration or naturalization been imprisoned in any country for 2 years. So we have seen that the acquisition of citizenship can be done by 5 ways. In that, one is by registration and one is by naturalization. If a person got the citizenship of India through registration or naturalization, if that particular person is imprisoned in any country, so for a period of 2 years, so that particular person's citizenship will be terminated. And the citizen has been ordinarily resident out of India for 7 years continuously. So, meaning if a citizen is there and he has been residing in out of India for continuously 7 years, in that particular case also, the person's citizenship will be terminated by the central government. So, the loss of citizenship can be happened in 3 ways: by deprivation, by termination, and by renunciation. These are the 3 points mentioned in the Act of 1955, that is Citizenship Act of 1955. Then we will be seeing here single citizenship, meaning single citizenship means even though India is a federal means we have the central government and we have the state government, that is dual polity. We have the government at center and we have the government at states. For example, some countries are having the persons are having two citizenships. So he will be the citizen through the center and he will be the citizen through state. If we see through though the Indian constitution is federal, so Indian constitution is federal because we have dual polity, that is at center and at state level. It provides for only a single citizenship. So in India, there is only single citizenship, that is the Indian citizenship. The citizens in India owe allegiance only to the union. So commitment towards only the union. And there is no separate state citizenship, meaning state here is the state which you are belong to. For example, you are belong to Andhra Pradesh, you won't be having the citizenship for Andhra Pradesh separately. So for example, if we see here, the other federal states like USA and Switzerland, on the other hand, adopted the system of double citizenship, meaning like India, USA, and Switzerland are also federal states. They have the power at central level and government at the state level. Even though they are federal, like India, they are having the double citizenship. So, in USA, each person is not only a citizen of USA but also of the particular state to which he belongs. So, they will be showing the commitments towards the set of rights by the union, that means central government, and their state government. So, that is the national government and the state government. So in India, there is no such union and states citizenship. There is only single citizenship, that is the Indian citizenship. Then, why this was not adopted in India? This system creates the problem of discrimination. For example, that is, a state may discriminate in favor of its citizens. For example, if we see USA, there is central government and there is a state government. If a state government is there and central government is there, a person is there who is enjoying the dual set of rights of the union government and as well as the state government. If a person is discriminated to not to participate in that particular state, that means he is not belong to that particular state and he will be discriminated that he should not have any right to vote or right to hold the public offices in the particular states. So this type of problem will arise if there is a double citizenship in India too. So our constitution clearly states that even though India is a federal, there will be only single citizenship. Then in India, all citizens, irrespective of the state in which they are born or reside, enjoy the same political and civil rights of citizenship all over the country, and no discrimination is made between them. So, irrespective of the state, whatever state you belong to or you are residing, you will be having and all will be having the same political and civil rights of the citizenship all over the country and no discrimination in this particular cases. However, there are certain provisions. This general rule of absence of discrimination is subject to some exceptions. There are some exceptions. There will be absence of discrimination. We will see what is the particular case. See, the Parliament under Article 16 can prescribe residence within a state or union territory as a condition for certain employments. So, to do certain work through the government, that is certain employment or appointments in that particular state, a residence is compulsory under the Article 16. So, accordingly, the Parliament enacted the public employment requirement as to residence, that is, public employment with respect to non-gazetted posts. So, there will be certain requirement of residence. This public employment was enacted in the year 1957. So, and thereby authorized the government of India to prescribe residential qualification only for appointment to non-gazetted posts in Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, and Tripura. These all four states will be having the risk. If a person want to do the work in government, that is employment in the government, he should possess a residence of that particular state. However, this act expired in the year 1974, but still there is no such provision for any state except Andhra Pradesh. So in Andhra Pradesh, this particular one is there. That is requirement as to residence for the non-gazetted posts. The Constitution under Article 15 prohibits discrimination against any citizen on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth, and not on the ground of residence. This means that a state can provide special benefits or give preference to its residents in matters that do not come within the purview of rights given by the Constitution of Indian citizens. For example, a state may offer concession in fees for education to its residents, meaning there will be no such grounds of discrimination based on the residence. That means, for example, a state is having will be having the residents, and the state should not discriminate the non-residents through the particular rights possessed or mentioned in the constitution to every Indian citizens. So, in the particular case of residents, the government may announce the concession of fees there for their particular residents. So this will not come under the purview of the Citizenship Act of that constitution, which was mentioned that there should be no discrimination. So this particular will be there with respect to the residents. So it should not come under the purview of the constitution, but still a state government can offer the concession of fees like this type of concessions of fees for the education are allowed to its residents. Then the freedom of movement and residence, that is Article 19, is subjected to protection of interest of any scheduled tribe. Scheduled tribes, they are they the right of outsider to enter, reside, and settle in tribal areas is restricted under Article 19. Of course, this is done to protect. Why it is done? To protect their distinctive culture, their language, their customs and manners of all that scheduled tribes. This particular one is framed. That is, it is subjected in under Article 19. So the right of outsiders to enter, reside, and settle in tribal areas is restricted to protect their distinctive culture, their language, customs, and manners of such scheduled tribes, and to safeguard their traditional vocation. And we see one case over here. It is Jammu and Kashmir. The state legislature, whatever the legislature is there at the state level for the Jammu and Kashmir, is empowered to define the persons, that means who are called as a permanent residents. They can define and they can give the particular special rights and privileges in the matters of employment under the state government, and acquisition of the immobile property in the state, settlement in the state, and scholarships. All other privileges can be provided by the state government to Jammu and Kashmir. Then the Constitution of India, like that of Canada, meaning Canada is also having the single citizenship like India, even though like Canada, India is having the single citizenship. For the people of India to promote feeling why we have gone through this single citizenship is the feeling of fraternity and unity among them, doing all the works together. Group of people doing the same work in this, accomplishing the same work is called fraternity, and unity, to create the unity among them and to build an integrated Indian nation. A union Indian should be formed For that purpose only, this single citizenship was introduced in the system of India. Despite this, even though this all was framed with a good goal, there are still communal rights, class conflicts, caste wars, linguistic clashes that are based on languages, and there are ethnic disputes. Even though the goal is very cherished goal of founding fathers who have framed this our constitution, still there are the class conflicts, communal rights. Wherever we see now, there are conflicts everywhere with respect to caste and language, communal ethnics. Everywhere we are seeing still. So this cherished goal is not reached up to the mark. That means the cherished goal of the founding fathers, whoever framed our the constitution to build a united and integrated Indian nation, has not been fully realized. Why this constitution is made to become a union Indian, a integrated Indian nation. So this is not being happened at a full extent due to this all the communal rights, class conflicts, and everything. So this is all about the loss of citizenship and the single citizenship. So loss of citizenship can be made in three ways: by renunciation, by deprivation, and by the termination. And we have seen the single citizenship. This is all about the Citizenship Act 1955, and this particular uh, uh, whatever document I am for focusing to make you understand the citizenship is taken by the from Mr. Lakshmi Khan, the Indian polity. So hope you all got aware about the citizenship, how the citizenship can be acquired, and how the citizenship can be lost by a citizen, or what is the single citizenship, what are the provisions in the Citizenship Act of 1956, what are the articles from 5 to 11, and we've seen all those things. So this is all about the citizenship. Please do watch the part 2 and part 1 to understand this particular video better. And thank you for watching the video. Thank you so much. And please do subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thank you.